You're listening to Potty Mouth Radio, the home of movies, music, television, and comedy. This podcast is filmed in front of a live studio audience and contains coarse language. Could it be any more spoilery about a 25-year-old sitcom? Hello everybody and welcome back to the one where we watched a Friends rewatch podcast, where this week we watched the one where Nana died twice.
Testy Pop Central over there.
No, it was purposeful.
Oh, was
being
it?
Playful. I'm impish.
You're impish
like Chandler was last week.
You're so enthusiastic. I
You
just don't
gotta
have
bring
that
some
energy.
gusto to it.
Do you?
In fairness, I've been podcasting for like 8 years. You've been doing it for about 8 weeks. So
And
you'll get there.
you never hear yourself back and think, well, that's too much.
I don't listen to myself back. That's the
Oh,
secret.
that's the secret. Yeah. When I hear myself, I'm like, ew.
Yeah, you just don't listen. Just tune it out.
I'm like Phoebes. Oh, no.
As mentioned, we watched the one where Nana dies twice, which is the 8th episode of Friends, which aired November 10th, 1994.
Sorry, when did it end?
November 10th.
November 10th.
See, there's that gusto you need.
What? Teasing you.
And this episode was once again written by the original writing team of Marta Kaufman and David Crane.
Oh.
Coming back for it, which usually on TV shows is reserved for kind of bigger episodes, but nothing really big happens this time, so...
Jack's great.
That's true.
He's the star of this episode.
Well, you know what? You know whose turn it is to give us a synopsis.
Oh, fuck.
Are you ready to do this? You can do it. It's easy. I did last week's with no problem.
Have you changed the meow?
I haven't yet.
Why not?
I haven't. I still might in post. I still have that option to change it in post.
Please do.
But
It's so yucky.
You will hear it live and in person tonight. That doesn't mean that it will be that way in the future. But like,
I know it does, but okay.
but yeah. Look. It's good. It's going to be good. Okay. It's going to
Press the fucking button.
be on your marks. Get set. Go.
So we start with a cold open in Chandler's office. His co-worker is trying to set him up, and it turns out she thinks he's gay. He's very thrown by this information, asks his friends, and they're all like, oh yeah, you have equality. Paolo calls from Italy, and the phone call is interrupted with a phone call from Monica and Ross's parents. Nana is in the hospital. Later she dies, and that's kind of the episode. The B story with Chandler being not gay, but everyone thinks he is, and Nana being gay. Did it.
You did it. You did it. You well and truly did it.
I did.
All right. Let's get straight into it then.
So I mentioned the cold open.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Pretty much. Chandler's eating noodles. We get what I noted down from my memory of this rewatch as the first real use of the phrase, could it blah any blah. He goes, does it get better than this?
Oh, yeah, because he's eating like 2-minute noodles under fluorescent lighting.
Yeah.
God, I do not miss working in an office. So depressing.
I can't even remember the last time I ate lunch in the office.
Yeah.
I just don't do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't eat lunch. I go for a walk instead.
I'm
But
Billy and I go for exercise.
Well, no, because if I am going to eat lunch, I hoof down a double quarter pounder in the car alone. But
yeah, that's real sad. You should not do that.
I can't remember the last time I ate in the office. Well, it's not as sad as eating in the office. God.
Well, no, it's fucking joyful eating Macca's alone in your car.
Yeah.
But in a much more real way, it's very sad.
Oh, yes. Yes, it's deeply depressing.
Yeah, but it is fun.
I have deep issues.
But it is joyful.
But not
At the time.
not as deep as Chandler's issues because,
Yeah.
oh my God, someone thinks he might be gay.
And that is the worst thing you could say to a person.
Sorry.
A male person.
Is he even a man if someone thinks he's gay?
Right?
Not in the 90s.
Yeah.
Good God.
Yeah. And I understand her being apologetic. You obviously, it's also none of your business. You don't want to get someone's sexuality wrong.
Oh, it's the same these days as, misgendering someone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It's devastating when you do it by accident.
Yeah, but his reaction to it, I'm like, mate, calm down.
Yeah.
And then I do like the way the episode progresses
yes,
later.
Same.
We'll
talk about that, but I agree actually.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a bit of an odd dynamic going on.
Yeah. So then we're at the apartment and he's asking everyone, can you believe that she actually thought I was gay? And everyone's like, yeah.
And, like, I don't know if they do it in this scene, but I'll just cut ahead anyway, because it kind of comes back and forth. Like, that's his whole B story on his own this episode. But so at first they're like, oh, you just have this
Equality.
Equality. But later they get to defining that quality, and they're all lovely things. And then, like, later he says something, he's like, oh, it's things like that. Like, that's a bit of a punchline. And it's like, what, because you're a lovely friend?
Yeah.
This is actually an example of how shit men were. The standards were so low.
Yeah, if you're a decent person, you must be gay.
Yes.
Yeah. Not to bring this back to what an amazing person I am.
We are a rare breed.
But my entire childhood and high school and stuff, I had numerous people thinking I was gay.
Yep. Yeah.
I
even asked you.
Yeah, even right up until we met. Yeah.
Yep.
I guess I have that quality.
You have the quality.
Yeah.
Just being a decent human being, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is very flattering towards all gay people.
Yes.
Good on you guys.
But
Way to represent humankind.
I guess Chandler's not that decent of a human being because what gave it away for Rachel that he wasn't gay was that he spent Phoebe's entire birthday party talking to her breasts.
Yeah, that's just yucky. Like, what a terrible memory to have with your friend. What?
Yeah.
Ew, your friend perving on you and making you feel uncomfortable. Don't be friends with that person.
Yeah. So then this is when Paolo calls all the way from Rome, which is very, very exciting.
Yes.
Which I found so funny.
Why?
Because these days...
I didn't mean to say that so simply. Why?
No, it brought me back to a simpler time. Because we are no longer in that phase where a call from overseas is exciting.
No.
You can talk to anyone halfway around the world in an instant.
And I really don't want to.
You don't even have to know them.
No.
My auntie recently was having some issues with her computer.
That's right.
She found a website blog run by this guy in Romania. She messaged him and they were like talking that afternoon as he like talked her through how to fix her issues.
I did tell her that's how all good true crime podcasts start. With some situation taking place like this and then a murder.
Yeah.
And then no one solves it and then they make a podcast out of it. But yeah, like it is different these days. You're just instantly connected.
Yeah.
But also like just text me. Don't just message me. I don't want to talk on the phone. I hate talking on the phone.
No text messages in 94, babe.
No, it was such a dark time, wasn't it? When you just had to talk on the phone and your whole family could hear it because, you know, we weren't one of those fancy households yet.
With a cordless phone.
Yes, we had to sit there and everyone listened. Oh, the shame.
Yeah. But then their phone call is interrupted as Jack and or Judy call. We actually don't know who it is.
She says dad.
Oh, does she? Oh, okay.
It's such a mystery. Rachel literally says, it's your dad, but can you make it quick? And then Monica says, hey, Dad, what's up?
You have an incredibly good memory.
We just watched this. Oh, my God.
Look, is my memory good?
But you took notes as well.
Yeah, okay.
I was working.
Anyway, shut up. It's Nana. Cue dramatic crossfade to next scene.
Yeah, I hate that crossfade. And Ross looking up at from the lounge room area being like, oh, what's wrong? Oh, yucky. But the music doesn't match it either. The little like guitar, what do you call them?
Stings.
The little guitar sting is a bit too upbeat.
Yeah.
But whatever, it's TV by numbers.
So the crossfade takes us to the hospital.
Yes.
Where they're waiting to hear anything about Nana. And even at the hospital, even on her mother's deathbed,
you love to
Judy's a bit of a bitch to Monica.
Yeah, yep, she is. She's just, she's infuriating, isn't she? And you feel for Monica so much.
Yeah.
And then Ross is like, well, hang on, we haven't even gotten to this and this yet. Ha, 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 ha. It's like, fuck off, Ross.
Yeah, she's pointing out Monica's hair and stuff. Meanwhile, she's not saying anything about Ross's grease trap on his head.
I know. It was more crunchy than greasy.
Oh, it's so nasty.
Sorry, that's a line from later. But I, at one point, looked up from my laptop where I was working, and I was like, who's that? That's not their mum. So I don't have that great a memory either.
Yeah.
It's their aunt, who we never see again. But I was like, who's that?
Yeah.
I forgot that she's there because she's kind of there for Judy to bounce off
Yeah.
about how their mum was so critical.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I like that we've kind of
How
gone
the
full circle
turntables turn.
So then they're all sharing memories of Nana, and all of their memories are like, yeah, she was gross.
No. Ross remembers the,
The
sweet and lows.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
We're coming up to one of the worst scenes ever.
Remember that, everywhere we went, every cafe or whatever, she would steal sweet and lows. And then Jack comes back with, even from our house.
Yeah.
Is that a thing? Like, I know that sweet and lows are like, because we don't have them here in Australia, but it's like fake sugar, right? It's like
I
artificial
think so,
sweetener.
yeah.
Is that a thing that even in homes you would have them in individual packets like that?
Guess so. I don't
Because
know.
like here you just
that
have
sounds
like
something you'd buy at Costco, though. Hey,
I guess
for sure.
but they wouldn't be individually wrapped. Certainly not these days.
Maybe they are.
Like these days, you have like a pot of sugar, and even if you are the kind of person who uses stevia or something, it's in a whole container. You don't use the little like.
Mate, do you understand how climate change even happened?
Well, yeah, okay, right. You raise a good argument.
Yeah, and it was that generation.
You're right.
The boomers and
big
the greatest generation. So
Yeah.
technically, their nana is the greatest generation.
Yeah.
What is it with those two generations? Just feeling entitled to steal things. So my mum does this. We would be like out at a cafe, like with her as kids or whatever, more teenagers, and she'd be like, "How cute is this mug?" Puts it in her handbag. I'm like, "What?"
Wow.
And my sister and I would be like, "Mum, don't. How cute is this teaspoon?" Mine.
I mean, I've thought about doing that, but I would never actually do it.
No, it's just weird.
Yeah.
It's not yours.
Yeah. Yeah. So then we're in Nana's room, and Monica and Ross are saying their goodbyes, and we
Nana's room at the hospital, to be clear.
Yes. And we get an amazing jump scare as Ross goes to kiss Nana, and it's not even. This is one of my favorite jump scares in cinema history.
What? Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Because
not a Billy Dunham big call. Don't you dare put that soundbite in.
Oh, I don't have that.
Don't.
This sound pad. That's only
Oh,
the
what a shame.
one. Oh no.
This is a classy show. Not some jock radio.
But what I love about it is the subversion of it. This is going to sound so stupid and wanky, but I love horror movies. You know, I
know. I know.
Typically, it would be the action itself that provokes the jump from you. It would be like, in a horror movie, it would be Nana sitting up in bed.
Oh, coming towards you.
But what you get the jump from in this is Monica and Ross's reaction. And that's what makes this so great. It's Monica's like scream.
She screams so well.
It literally made me jump.
Yeah.
And I wasn't distracted or anything. I was watching the episode intently, and she screams and I was like, whoa, holy shit. It's so good.
I like that moment because I don't know, it just really solidifies them as siblings.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when you're with your siblings and you all just revert to how you were in childhood.
Yeah.
And you're all just dickheads again. And if something like that happens, you're all like, ah! You're not, if you were with your own child and that happened, you'd be like, it's okay, just calm down. Like, you wouldn't... You wouldn't buy into the drama, but because you're with your siblings, you're just like, Mom, Dad.
Yeah. Oh man, it's so good. So Ross comes out and tells his parents she's not passed.
She's not gone.
she's present. She's back. So they go back in to check to find out what's going on. And I love the nurses. This almost never happens.
Almost never. Yeah.
Which implies that it does sometimes happen.
Well, doesn't it normally happen with rigor mortis? Like
What?
Yeah, the body just twitches and stuff.
Yeah, no, but this is different from that because her heartbeat comes back.
Yeah, true.
Like this is just her twitching. She literally comes back to. Like, I don't know how long she was gone for before she came back, but it's. Yeah.
And then later in the coffee shop, you find out it happened twice more. Maybe she's not gone. No, she's gone. Yeah. She's gone. They checked.
Yeah. No, now she's passed.
And I love that about Phoebe because in the very next scene at the coffee shop,
Yeah.
she's saying, maybe she hasn't passed. Maybe
Yeah.
she's still with us. Like, I get this feeling that she's this, friend of hers or whatever is
Debbie,
right
who used
here.
to be, she used to be super into miniature golf, and anytime she sees one of those little yellow pencils, she feels Debbie.
Yeah, but that was the pencil. Before that, it was something else and someone else, and she was like right here, and Chandler's like creeped out and moves over.
Yeah, because he's still obsessing about, he's like, well, what is it? Is it my hair? Yes, you have homosexual hair.
Yeah, Phoebe is so good. She just calls him on his bullshit. Yeah, that's got to be it, Chandler. You dickhead.
You know what I found really interesting in this scene, and something that I didn't feel rang true with this character at all.
Which character?
Well, I'll say it now.
Oh, okay.
Joey. Because after Phoebe says about, her feelings about Debbie, mum and stuff, Joey chimes in with, I don't believe in any of that.
Yeah.
I think when you die, you're worm food. And I find it really strange because we know that Joey's religious. He's Italian and I think like Roman Catholic.
Yeah.
So I don't believe.
I don't think he goes to church.
I know he doesn't go to church, but he seems to me like he would still believe in some kind of an afterlife. And this seems, I don't know if there was maybe a rewrite. It's weird because it's out of nowhere and it doesn't come up again in the episode. To me, it seems like it should be the start of a runner where then him and Phoebe have their own storyline where she's trying to convince him of, like it's real and it's true. That never happens. It never comes up again.
Look at you being a little script improver.
Well, I just find it really, it's kind of bizarre that he just throws it out in this one scene and then that's it.
Like maybe it was rewritten. Maybe it didn't, whatever he said before, didn't quite land as well with the audience. And so they try some other lines and whichever one gets the biggest laugh lands and makes it to the editing final edit. Or maybe I'm not even sure that's the case. I think it's just supposed to be Joey being insensitive.
Because what lands then is that he's saying it just after their grandmother has died. So then we cut to them and they're a bit like, whoa. But I don't believe that Joey would refer to it as worm food. It just doesn't seem right.
Well, we never see him practicing religion in any way, shape or form. So
no, but it's it would make more sense to me if that came from Chandler.
100%. 100%.
It just, I don't know, it felt like a bit of a misstep in the writing.
Yes, but Joey needed a line. Chandler had the gay thing.
That's true.
That's his
funny
thing this
because
episode.
gay. Yep.
Funny because gay, yep. So then we are at Nana's apartment.
Yep.
And one of the worst scenes on television is coming up. So Ross is in the cupboard. He's been having to climb in there and find dresses and stuff like that.
I really like that detail. I know that it's really just so that he gets kind of trapped back there, but that is such an old person thing to do, to have like a chest of drawers literally blocking off the wardrobe like that. Like I can.
She doesn't wear any of those clothes anymore.
Yeah. I can vividly remember my grandparents' houses having like weird, stupid things like that, where like you open a door and you can't get in there because there's just this bulking piece of furniture in the way. I think it's actually really nice attention to detail.
Yeah, I agree.
But then we have my favorite scene of the episode and one of my most memorable scenes of the entire series.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, because Jack is talking to Monica and I love Jack.
Yes,
he's
a treasure.
He's so wonderful. And this scene is why I love Jack so much, because Jack is so much like me. Because he says to Monica, I've been thinking about it. When I go, I want to be buried at sea. Which I have said.
You have said. Because I refuse to throw you off a roller coaster.
Well, I do.
I'm not getting on one of those fucking things.
I want to have my ashes sprinkled off a roller coaster at Disneyland. But you've apparently said no to that. So I would like to be buried at sea.
You'll be gone. You'll get what you get.
And he's like, it looks like fun. You'll make a day of it. You get a boat, pack a lunch.
I know, that's so sweet. Like, to
It's
think
so
that your family, your children and your wife will all just be together and they'll be having a nice day throwing your ashes overboard.
I don't even think ashes. I think he literally means like a sea burial, like throwing his body into the ocean.
But it's because he doesn't want to be predictable, which is also you. Oh, God,
but I love that line so much. Everyone always just thinks, oh, Jack Geller's so predictable. What I want is for them to say, Jack Geller, buried at sea. Huh. I love that so much. This is some of my favorite writing of the entire series.
Yes.
It's
Jack always has the best lines. We didn't
God.
even mention it in the episode where we first meet them.
Yeah.
But one of his best lines in that episode, when he's like harping on at Monica about how, you were chubby and you had no friends, but you did all right, blah, blah, blah. And I'm telling you, these are the people that don't get cancer.
Yeah.
You're so unremarkable. Cancer can't get you.
Oh man, and Elliot Gould just plays it so well.
He does.
He's so funny.
I can't believe that's your favorite line from the episode, because Jack's line later, that's my favorite line.
Okay. All right, so then we're back in Chandler's office, and he's talking to his co-worker who tried to set him up with a man. He's saying, well, I guess apparently I have a quality.
A quality, yep. And she's about to say that herself, yes.
And this is where I start to like where the Chandler storyline goes. Maybe you're the same, because
by the end of it, yes.
He asks about, who is it you were going to set me up with? And she's like, Lowell from accounting. And Chandler gets so offended, like way more offended than because people think he's gay.
Yeah.
It's because people think that he would be with Lowell. And he's like, well, he's no Brian from payroll. I could get a Brian.
Yeah, and she's like, no, Brian is way above your station.
He's way out of your league.
Yeah.
And this is when I start to like the storyline, because it kind of twists it on its head a bit.
Yes.
And I really like this. it's a bit of an old trope, really.
Oh,
but
it's done too much now, by now.
But the trope of when someone starts out being offended by one thing and then by the end of it, it's a completely different thing they're offended about.
Yes, And, there still was a lot of, I was going to say there's still a lot of homophobia back then. There's still a lot of homophobia now. But, Friends doing it back then in this kind of easing people into the joke type thing.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it's good. I'm just saying it had to start somewhere. So now we've arrived at my most hated scene on television.
No,
yes.
Really? This is worse than Goodnight, Mr. Heckles.
Oh, Goodnight, Mr. Heckles is pretty shit, but this is just...
Wow.
This takes it too far.
Okay. So we're back at Nana's apartment. Ross is still behind the chest and he's handing out outfits for Nana for the funeral.
And the joke is like, I'll see what I've got in the back. He's kind of become a bit of a shoe salesman and, that's a dress shoe. We need a day shoe or blah, 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 whatever. So that like we're kind of, doing that kind of scene where we're doing two meanings of everything.
I do actually like the start of this scene.
Oh, yeah.
Up until we get to the bit that you hate.
Yep.
I actually like the way that Judy and her sister are talking about, Mum would have hated this.
Yes.
Like, I like that we're seeing more of that side of Judy rather than just the show telling us that she had a similar relationship with her mother. I think this is a little bit more show rather than tell, and I think that for that reason alone this is a worthwhile scene.
I really like it too. Like, it rounds out Monica more as a person. We'll get to that later. And Judy and like their general relationship. Yeah. But the Sweet and Lows.
When he finds the box of Sweet and Lows.
He finds the box of Sweet and Lows, and Judy and her sister look at each other like, oh, Ross is such a sweet boy. Yeah.
Oh, no,
and
it's
then,
not even... The worst is...
getting there. I'm getting there. And then Sweet and Lows just start raining down, and he's like, Nana.
No.
And he just stands there like, I'm so happy, I'm so sad, it's bittersweet.
You missed the worst bit, though, is when he opens the box of Sweet and Lows, and he looks at it and he goes, my God.
Yeah.
It's like what you would say if you found a human
bomb.
head in your grandmother's wardrobe.
Yeah.
You're like, my God. Like, he's so dramatic about it.
Oh, everything's so dramatic.
It's a box of, your grandma was a fucking hoarder, mate.
Yeah, Oh, I hate this scene so much.
Yeah.
I hate when friends try to do emotional bits. It's just, it doesn't land. It never lands.
Yeah. Well, it would have landed if the scene ended with a button instead of continuing down the emotional path. The Sweet and Lows raining from the top cupboards, for starters, just practically, I don't even fully understand where they're coming from. To me, it would have been funnier if he's looking at the box of Sweet and Lows and then, I don't know, a soccer ball falls from the ceiling and hits him. Or
Yeah.
something.
Nana was such a hoarder.
That's cheap. Yeah, that's what. Yes.
Yeah.
But instead, it just continues to. He's standing there. He's got his hands up like he's singing in the rain. And
Yes.
there's sweet and lows falling all around him, and he's like, "Oh, it's so emotional."
Yeah.
Don't love it.
No. The only time Friends lands emotional beats is when you are just as happy for what's happening to the characters.
Yeah.
Or sad, like when Ross and Rachel break up. Dare I
Yeah.
say it? Can't believe I say it. Yeah, or like Monica and Chandler get engaged. This kind of shit where they just force a situation on, like, for the sake of a plot.
Yeah.
I hate that stuff.
Yeah. So then we're back at Monica's apartment, and Ross comes in to see if everybody's ready. And this is the scene where you mentioned the Chandler. He comes in, he goes, "Don't we look all nice dressed up?"
Yeah.
It's stuff like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, that's what makes him gay.
Yes, and it's like, well, you've been described as being nice and having good hair and caring, and then you say something nice about your friends, like, oh, we all look nice together, all dressed up.
Yeah.
That what is that? What? Gay and straight people can say those things.
Yeah.
It's not exclusive.
Yeah.
But it was in the 90s.
Yes.
Yes.
Funny because
Men can't be sentimental. Oh, the bar was so low. Yikes.
Well, men can't be sentimental because then we're at the graveyard and the service is over and Joey has a portable TV and he's watching the football.
Yeah.
Do you remember
Do
these things?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do any of us buy that Joey would be able to afford that
Dude,
a second?
I only remember ever seeing one in my life. And
He
I
goes on
can't-
3 auditions a month and calls himself an actor.
I can't remember who it even was who had one. Like, do you remember I used to have one of those little portable black and white TVs in my van?
Yeah. Oh my God, that van.
But the little handheld ones, I remember seeing one when I was maybe 13 years old. And I don't remember who had it, but I remember being so like shocked by it. I was like, wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
It's like the first time you saw a mobile phone.
Yeah.
And you were like, whoa.
Yeah. So he's watching football on it.
Yeah, because he doesn't give a shit about his friend's grandmother's funeral. And to be honest, like, why would he? Why are they there?
I do find it weird.
Yeah.
I guess, maybe they're there for support for Ross and
Day off
Monica.
work. Yeah.
Yeah, day off work. Yeah.
They seem to be constantly on days off work, but
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, Monica needs support because Judy's still being a bitch. I think it might
Monica
be time for you
does
to
need
start
support.
using some night cream.
Oh, so
She's
mean.
at her grandmother's funeral.
Yeah, and also she's supposed to be 25 or something.
Yeah.
It's not time for night cream just yet. I mean, fucking 9-years-olds.
And then
retinol now.
another great Phoebe line. What a great day.
Yes.
I'm talking about the weather.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we went to my grandma's funeral?
Yeah.
And my Uncle Pete?
Yeah.
Just like
It's a beautiful
it's
day.
a beautiful
God,
day.
what a beautiful day. Except she was a bitch, and it was a beautiful day. Dare I say it?
And then the most terrifying thing in the world happens because Ross falls into a grave.
Oh fuck, that is scary.
Falling into an open grave is like I don't go to graveyards, but it's
You
still,
don't? That's so weird.
It's one of those things. It's like, you know how just from being a kid in the 90s, you're so terrified of quicksand, even though I'm not even sure it exists.
Yeah, it's really slow, and you can just kind of like float. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't know.
Turns out it's not
still
an issue.
just seems terrifying to me. Like
Yes.
it killed Artrax. I'll never recover from that. But this, like, falling into an open grave terrifies me. And also, 6 feet deep, that's a long way to fall. I
Yeah,
feel
that's
like
you.
that would hurt.
Yes, we'd have to climb you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it's nowhere near as terrifying, though, as being buried alive. Like, if you wake up in a coffin, that's
worse. Well, because
like,
at least if you fall into
the
it,
panic
you know
attack
how
I
you
would
got
have
there.
would
Yeah.
kill me. So,
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm there anyway. But, like, you can claw your hands into dirt and, like, dig your feet in. And if it's raining, though, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God,
You might drown in there.
Oh,
Oh.
Don't. I don't like
How
that.
do you love horror films and you don't like me talking about this?
Oh, yeah, because you're talking about me doing it.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Got the heebie-jeebies.
Oh, you're like me when I see a bat. Yeah, so then we're back at like the funeral home or
The wake, I guess?
yeah, or the wake at the house. And Ross, because he has fallen in a grave, his back has been put out, and Phoebe's trying to check him.
I'm checking if it's in spasm. Okay, it is in spasm.
It is in spasm.
She's like poking him.
Oh, and when your back is in spasm, or quite frankly, anything's in spasm, it fucking hurts.
Oh, yeah.
You are just like, you can't be touched, you can't be talked to, and she's just poking around. Love Phoebes.
Yeah. Then Chandler strikes up a conversation with a very attractive woman, a straight-up babe named Andrea, who introduces herself as Dorothy's daughter. And I love that Chandler's like, I have no idea who Dorothy is.
Again, why are they there?
Yeah. Ross is all doped up and he's, wandering around. I love you guys. I love my sister. We know you do, Ross. It's creepy.
Yeah. You don't need to tell anyone.
And then he comes up to Chandler, who's talking to this very attractive woman. He's like,
very un-Chandler-esque of him.
Chandler, I love you, man. If you want to be gay, be gay.
And then the best part is she says to her friend, I knew it.
I knew it. Yeah, that is the funny bit of that scene. That's what makes it funny. And again, look, I don't know. Are we supposed to still be laughing at this scene now? Probably
Maybe not.
But it's funny.
It's only funny because, it frustrates Chandler.
Yeah, true. Yeah, but it's the you were right. That's the bit that really puts the button on that.
Yeah, he just has a quality.
Yeah.
A nice quality that is, and
then your favourite Jack line is coming up. My favourite Ross line of the entire episode happens now. Because then he goes over to Rachel and he's so doped up. He's like, I love you the most. And she's like, well, do you know who I love the most? You. And then I love my favourite Ross line is then he yells, oh, you don't get it.
And just collapses on her lap.
Yes, because he's so frustrated that he's trying to tell her that he loves her the most.
The most.
And she just doesn't get it. She doesn't get what he means.
Well, he is high as a fucking kite, so...
Yeah.
But that's not the best line.
Yes, because then Jack asks Joey what the score is. He can tell that Joey's watching football in his pocket. So all the guys now gather around to watch. They're all watching. And while they're watching, we actually get a really nice moment where Judy and Monica are connecting.
Yep.
And Judy says, do you know what it's like to grow up with someone who's so critical of every single thing you say?
Hey, you love when your parents say stuff like that to you.
Isn't it any wonder your mother turned out to be the positive, life-affirming person she is? She's so unself-aware.
Yes.
It's so funny to me.
She's unself-aware until Monica kind of says, I wonder what that'd be like.
So I was going to ask you this. So you think that Judy then understands?
Oh, yes. And Judy, being a typical woman of her generation, doesn't want to hear it. She doesn't want the confrontation.
Yeah, no, I
she doesn't want to own up.
People just get along. Yeah. I wasn't sure how to read that, how to interpret it. I wasn't sure whether Judy understood that Monica was saying.
100%.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Have you met a boomer, honey?
Yeah. So then that conversation is broken, though, with your favourite line. Why don't you tell us what happens?
So they're having a little emotional moment where Judy goes to pick on Monica again and says, oh, those are lovely earrings. She changes it because she has just been called on her bullshit.
Yeah.
And Monica says, oh, they're yours. And then Judy says, oh, they were Nana's. And it's just I don't know. I actually like this bit. It's not put on too heavy. It's not sweet and low raining from the ceiling.
Yes. This moment would have been enough.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. But we don't sit in the emotion too long because then all the men are like, the score. And Jack says, now I'm depressed. And everyone's like, what? And he's
even
like,
more than
I already was.
Now I'm depressed. It is such a great, it's so good.
Now I'm depressed.
Oh.
Fucking hell. So funny. He probably didn't mind his mother-in-law passing away.
Yeah. So then we're at the coffee shop and the gang are all looking through childhood pictures of Ross and Monica, which I guess they got from Nana's house, probably, Nana's apartment.
Just going through stuff.
And there's naked Ross. Yes, that is my penis.
Yes.
I found naked Monica. No, that would be me again.
I was just trying something.
Trying something. Just
I love
Buffalo
that.
Billing with his willy tucked between his legs.
love
Who
that.
hasn't done that? We've all done it.
I haven't. I don't have an appendage. But I love it's actually an homage to future episodes.
You love your future
I
homages.
I do, because I don't even realise what they're doing. But Judy tells a story later, Ross wanted to come to the, day spa or the hair salon or something with me, and he tucked his willy between his legs and he said, "Mummy, I'm a girl, take me with you." I mean, why can't we take boys to the salon with us?
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, I was trying something.
Yeah.
Turns out he tries it quite a bit.
Now, I need to know whether this emotional beat works for you, because we've had several. You hate the first one with the sweet and lows. You like the recent one with Monica and Judy. What are your
because
thoughts?
it's just a couple of lines thrown around. They're not sitting there in it.
What are your thoughts on this moment where they find the photo of Nana when she was Monica's age, 25, and they're like, looks like a fun gang, and the back is, Nana and the gang at Java
Joe's, yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
I don't mind it. It does sit in the moment a little too long, like we kind of pan out a bit and
they're all kind of pensively.
Yeah. Like we sit in it a bit too long. But yeah, I don't mind it. It's I mean, that's
that's what a sitcom is.
Well, and also like that's what funerals are about, like the full sort of circle of life. Like
thinking about that'll be us one day. Yeah.
Oh well, yeah, okay. That got grim.
It's true. We're going to die. We're all slowly dying.
Yeah.
Every day, just a little bit closer to the grave.
Me especially. I just feel really like dead all the time.
Well, that's not good.
Oh, everything hurts. I'm very old. And you're closer to 40 than you are 29. Your favourite line from Scrubs.
Closer to 40 than you are 30. JD, I'm 29.
Oh, I said it wrong.
You said it way wrong.
I delivered it wrong.
I knew what you meant, though.
Yeah. It was the thought that counted.
And then we get the tag of the episode, which is back in Chandler's office, and Chandler is talking to Lowell from accounting. And Lowell can tell that Chandler's not gay. He knows. They have a kind of a
Is it Lowell or is it Noel?
It's Lowell.
What kind of name is Lowell?
Lowell is a name.
I say Lowell like LOL.
The original drummer from The Cure was Lowell.
Really?
And he was actually LOL. But in my notes here, I've written LOWELL, which is how I'm assuming this Lowell is spelled.
Lowell.
Like Lowell.
Lowell.
Yeah, lol. Look.
What a name.
I don't know.
It's a stupid name. Get a better name.
But he can tell that Chandler is not gay.
Yep. They have a radar. At which point I said a gaydar.
Yeah. So
I don't think that I don't think that term had been coined yet.
But I actually quite like this scene, and this scene takes a bit of the sting out of the funny because gay stuff earlier, because
a little.
I like that. I really love when Chandler's like, so I don't have a quality, and Lowell's like, speaking for my people, I have to say no.
Please fuck off.
Yeah.
Good on Lol.
But Lowell tells Chandler that Brian is gay and is way out of his league.
Yep.
And I have to say, we get a brief shot of Brian at the end.
And he is.
Lowell is way out of Chandler's league. Brian's a good-looking bird.
Bird?
Yeah, he's a good-looking rooster. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What's with the poultry?
And so that's it. That is the one where Nana dies twice.
Yeah.
We did it.
Yep.
Look, I liked this episode a lot more than my memory thought I did. I'm also giving this one an 8 out of 10. I liked it a lot.
No, it's not an 8 out of 10 for me. I think it's a 6 out of 10. It's, to me, I normally would have said like average or below average, but I laughed out loud a little bit more than I ever remembered it. And Jack's line, and now I'm depressed. That really got me going.
Yeah.
So for that, I bumped it up to a 6.
Oh, 6. Okay. All right. Cool. Well, shall we do some lightning round stuff? Because I
used to be so good at lightning.
I am ahead of you. So this is my chance to take an even further lead. Probably not, because you've got a very easy
So
card.
do you. You never get the obscure ones.
Here is your 1-point question. What did Monica make to get over her breakup with Richard?
Jam.
Jam is correct.
She had a plan to get over her man.
Yep.
And the plan was jam.
The jam plan. Yep, you are correct.
And then Joey's like, you know when your mom used to pack you like a jar of jam and a spoon for the movies? Joey. Okay, so your 1 point question is just so easy. Who was Rachel's prom date at high school?
Chip Matthews.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Your super fan 2-point question.
Lipper from Chipper.
Which is just crazy easy. Which country does Joey think is a make-believe place where Tinkerbell and Peter Pan come from?
The Netherlands.
The Netherlands is correct. Again, that's some clever shit. That's a classy joke. You could tell your grandma that joke.
What is the name of the woman that leans out of the work of art that Phoebe gives to Monica?
Gladys.
Yeah.
Yep.
Piss easy card.
If you were to ask me what the second one is, that's tougher. I don't remember the second.
Well, unfortunately, that's not on the card, so you're still ahead of me, which is, quite frankly, bullshit.
Love to hear it.
Bullshit.
All right, next week we will be watching the one where Underdog gets away.
Ah, yes, the Thanksgiving episode.
The first ever Thanksgiving episode. I'm actually really looking forward to that one.
And God bless us, everyone.
God bless us, everyone. And if you want to bless us, dear listeners, you can throw us 5 stars.
I was not giving you a segue.
Too bad. I'm doing it anyway. Because we hope you're enjoying it. We're, 8 episodes in now.
Mate,
and if you're enjoying it, go ahead, give us 5 stars. Tell all your buddies, your friends, if you will.
Please stop. It seems desperate.
It's desperate.
It's desperate. Now we're just laughing.
You're getting a bit of John Hamm on me, are you?
It's desperate.
A little bit of Dom Draper. It's desperate. Oh, God, that's so cutting.
It is. He's such a...
Oh, and January Jones is so attractive.
Okay, yeah.
and desperate.
Desperate. Oh, my God.
All right.
We watch too much TV. I think that's the problem.
Well, there you go. Next week, we'll be watching the one where Underdog gets away. Thank you for joining us. We love you all.
Now I'm depressed.